To contact any associates that they have who are known on the area who have not checked in, and as well too, they can contact, if they're from out of town, they can contact the local police services who can liaise with the Revelstoke RCMP. If there's persons that are here in accommodations in Revelstoke, again, we remind everybody that were on the hill yesterday or have gear that remains up there to attend today throughout the day at 600 Campbell Avenue at the Community Center. There is an Emergency Social Services Information Center that is officially set up to assist with the task at hand today.
I have a question for Carl Klassen or Greg.
How big this potentially is?
Can you repeat that?
Can you talk about the debris field, the search area that you have to, I don't know if you can speak to that or one of your...
In regards to the debris and search, the descriptions that were disseminated yesterday, there's a debris, or I should say a slide area approximately 150 meters wide and between 3/4 and 1 kilometer in length and approximately 30 feet in depth.
Now, I suspect some of these people didn't have avalanche tracking beacons on them, but with things like cell phones, would that help in your search at all?
Well, with the recent changes in technology, certainly there's possibility of cell phone triangulation. There's a variety of methods that'll be utilized. Pour les médias en français, juste la question c'était pour
la superficie des recherches.
La recherche. Bon, l'avalanche, le site était de largeur de 150 mètres de largeur, une profondeur de 30 pieds de neige et une distance couverte de 3/4 à 1 kilomètre de longueur.
I have a question for either Carl or Greg. Can either of you guys talk a bit about the conditions yesterday in the mountains, and how likely was it that this thing could have been avoided?
But please take Dan's seat.
The conditions in the mountains for the past 6 or 7 weeks have been very tricky. The layers that have caused those tricky conditions and sensitive avalanche conditions remain in the snowpack. Those layers were heavily loaded by a storm that provided more snow than originally forecast on a broader regional scale than originally forecast. The snowpack yesterday was stabilizing, but still highly unstable in most areas from what we can tell. I came out of the mountains last night. We had a very active avalanche cycle Friday night. By Saturday morning, things had settled down, but within a few hours of being in the field, we had triggered avalanches in certain areas, and we continue to receive reports of avalanches being triggered this morning. So the snowpack is still very unstable on certain parts of the terrain where avalanches have not run in this cycle.
Would these people have been told that the conditions were unstable when they went ahead and held this event?
I don't know. We issue our bulletins daily. We update our bulletins daily from the Avalanche Center. We also make efforts to send out special information, special avalanche warnings when conditions are conducive to higher risk. We did that the way we normally do. Whether these people have that information when they went into the mountains, I can't tell.
Given the conditions, was this event ill-advised to be taking place?
Our bulletins were recommending that people stay out of avalanche terrain, and we suggested that people without professional level standards of safety and training should be very, very careful in the mountains and stay out of avalanche terrain during this period.
Carl, in your opinion, should this kind of event have been licensed?
I don't have any I don't know what to say about that. I really don't have any information about that at all.
In terms of this line, how does it compare to other avalanches you've seen this season?
The avalanche cycle that occurred on Friday night, which we observed on Saturday when the skies cleared, is certainly one of the largest avalanche cycles that I have seen this season personally. But I have to stress that we've been seeing avalanches on the layers of concern that we've been talking about for 6 weeks now, or 4 to 6 weeks, depending on which layer you're talking about and which part of the province you're talking about. It's a very long-term, persistent instability that doesn't seem to want to go away the way it normally does. So it's a pretty serious situation that it showed signs of settling down, and then this storm really awakened the whole situation again. And how long this will now last is anybody's guess.
Est-ce que vous pouvez nous donner les conditions d'avalanche
There's just one closing remark in regards to the investigation itself. This investigation, of course, is being carried out by two agencies, that being the Revelstoke RCMP, assisted by resources from the Southeast District and the provincial level of the RCMP. Considering that this is a confirmed sudden death incident, of course, the BC Coroner Service is working in conjunction with the RCMP and conducting its investigation as well. So at this point in time, the investigation is twofold, that under the legislation where the BC Coroner Service conducts its investigation as well as the RCMP.
I'm just wondering, is there any
At this point in time, the priority of this incident, of course, is search, rescue, and recovery. We are interviewing all witnesses. We would like to speak to anybody involved with the incident that can come forward and contact either the local police services if they've left the area or the Revelstoke RCMP.
With that in mind, is there some sort of standard list, like with this organization, do you have a checkoff list that you can go? Because we know that there have been a lot of people from out of town that have already left. I don't know if they've been asked to check in somewhere aside from the announcement at this news conference.
That's going to be expanding today to, I'm going to trust and trust that with our media, assistance from the media to help us with that. I know that we have media formats, outlets here from the Alberta side as well. So we will be looking with the provincial emergency program to see if we need to amend or modify the need for further contact or seeking further information from persons that are yet to be determined located.
But there's no official registrants list from the actual event that you're able to cross-reference?
We're utilizing, we do know that there's a trailhead entry logbook that we're looking at. We've compiled lists from accommodations as well too. We've sought the cooperation and assistance from all those that have it, that were in attendance to notify us.
Corporal, do you know who organized the Big Iron Shootout?
No, I don't have that information.
Est-ce que vous pouvez nous dire, juste clarifier encore, les recherches n'ont pas recommencé, vous attendez la confirmation que c'est stable dans les montagnes avant de recommencer le secours?
Exactement. Les informations qui m'ont été fournies, c'était que ce matin, il y avait appointement pour 3 vols. Le premier vol était avec les techniciens des Parcs Canada pour vérifier les conditions. I was just advising French media that the schedule for the tasks this morning were first and foremost the flight by the Avalanche techs of Parks Canada, who are being accompanied by BC Search and Rescue personnel, including dog trained personnel as well too. Step 1 was to look at, again, do the aerial survey of the site and then get the ground searchers back in there this morning. I don't have the update further than I do know that flight, recce flight, did take place.
What is your plan for further updates to the media today?
It's our hopes that we'll have news back as to the following 2 flights. That was to bring in the dog search rescues, as well then with the 3rd flight later on in the afternoon or early midday with the ground search personnel for probe search and beacon search. Midday.
Any possibility of a pool?
Yeah, we've discussed that for the opportunity for some aerial and video bites for media. I would say probably mid to late afternoon, well, before dark if it's going to happen, but it would be mid-afternoon. We'll keep you apprised on that. So if you guys want to discuss that amongst yourselves as well too, certainly there has been some discussion in regards to a pool opportunity to better get more accurate information and imagery for the general public.
Any chance of earlier, sir, given the fact that we also have East Coast newscasts that are interested in this?
Unfortunately not. Right now, as I said, the main priority is the search that's underway.